Let me help Daddy start the video. Hello, say hi. Hi.
Cars.
We do have lots of cars. So right now we've got a huge sale going on at 5/3 we've mentioned. We're actually extending the t-shirt deal to Friday. Babe, what all do we have?
So we have, the shirts are gonna be 3 for $30. We now have clearance items.
Touch.
The hoodies are $40 instead of $60.
Go to 5threesupply.com. We got a big clearance going on right now. Like I've said, we are now warehousing and doing our own merch again, which is awesome because
So excited, I love
get the signed stuff again. It's a little bit more of a personal touch. So also, just so you guys know, on March 4th, I am co-hosting an event with Clean Culture. You guys can go to the website and get your tickets now. We're wanting to make this event huge. I'm gonna be drifting and doing ride-alongs. We'll also have merch. But if you guys wanna enter into the car show, you can enter your car, or you can be a spectator, or you can drift. So we're gonna be there with Urban Drift and Clean Culture. Make sure you guys go to the link in the description. And I will also be in Australia February 20th to 27th. So if you guys, I'll be in Brisbane. I don't care if you're from Perth, you better fly across, because I'm flying all the way across the world to see you. I'll be in Brisbane with Luke Fink. Crazy schedule the next couple months. 2023 is off to a hectic start, and I'm stoked.
Beep beep.
I know, we love cars, huh? Say, let's get on to the video. I hope you guys know, I've gone through so many different ideas and so many thoughts have gone through my head about what to do with the IS300. But when Austin was over yesterday, getting the engine out of the car, we did some brainstorming and I figured out what I really wanted to do. If you guys follow my Instagram closely, you'll know that I was actually thinking of listing my Supra shell for sale. I was thinking about swapping the drivetrain, powertrain over from my Supra and just getting rid of the shell, but we're not doing that now. This car is going to return back to driving form. Remind me not to film this. Okay, we're doing something. I don't really know how many IS300s have this setup in the world. I don't know how many people have this specific setup, but little story time real quick. If you guys, I mean, it was last March, I believe, I bought a V160 for my Supra because I was like, I kind of want a V160 swap it. Well, long story short, that swap pissed me off. I ended up wanting to do something else anyways. And so the car's been sitting literally up here since like I'm not even kidding, I think April. We have sort of made a bit of a mess and I want to show you guys. You guys have obviously seen the block, but the block is not great. Oh, it's pretty bad. Yeah, we definitely lost a little cylinder 2 action is not so great. Should I like make this into a table or something? I feel like that'd be kind of cool. So the head, by the way, is okay. And I want to say this beforehand. If anybody around the DFW Metroplex needs a perfectly fine, functional GE head, it's really good. In fact, I might keep it just to build it and use it for something else, I don't know. But I also have a W55, which I might end up selling, and then I have a W58. One of the two I'm going to end up using because I'm gonna talk about that later. But here we go. IS300 emptied out. If you guys missed the last video, go check it out. We've got something new happening today. After some brainstorming, I just decided, let's make probably one of the most valuable IS300s that you can possibly, there's not much more added value you can add to an IS aside from what we are doing today. Guys, I am finally using the 2JZ GTE that's been sitting in my shop for forever. It is like a 30,000, 40,000 mile 2JZ GTE. So it was documented miles from the people I bought it from. And we are putting the V160 on that. So this, my IS300, I love this car. It's been so amazing, so fun to drive. We're turning this IS, which is already a pretty rare spec, absolute red W55 factory car. We're doing a GTE V160. This is the turbo Supra spec, but in an IS300. This is it's gonna be pretty rad. A lot of people will do 1JZ GTEs. That's what Altez's came with, 1JZs. So, but we're doing a full 2JZ GTE into this. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know if I should talk about the Supra right now. I have a lot to say about the Supra. Guys, I probably have to make an entire new video about the Supra, honestly. There's a lot to say. But I have genuinely loved driving the IS around, and I think the IS is going to skyrocket in value here in the future because it's always been one of the most slept on like Japanese, like JDM cars, one of the most slept on imports. Like it's gonna be like the JZX 100, I think, in like, you know, 10 years or so. I guess I'll explain why we decided to do this. So what I was going to do, and why I tweeted a little bit ago, I was like, I'm gonna throw you guys for a loop. I was gonna take the engine and I was always gonna V160 swap it. I was gonna take the block of my Supra and the trans out of my Supra. This GE, the non-VVTi GEs are pretty strong. Their rods are a lot bigger than the VVTi GEs. But if I took this out, I'd have to change the sump. The sump on Supras is rear sump or mid sump, and the sump on IS300s is a front sump. So I'd have to change that. What I was going to do is I was going to take that engine, take the GTE rods, which are bigger than those GE rods, do all new bearings and stuff like that, and then I was gonna end up building this eventually. But then I was like, hold on, this motor out of an Aristo is already front sump. It already has the rods in it, and it was a functioning motor that was lowish miles, and it is a VVTi, which I'm already set up and wired for in the IS. So my dream engine, what better setup to put it into than the IS300. So Austin and I are about to drop it in there, and this thing's about to get a $50,000 powertrain. I have seen, since I bought one of these, I've seen one of these sell used for like 25 grand. These GTEs are like 5 to 10 right now. It's insane. So I'm calling it a 50K setup, whatever. You can hate it if you want. You can buy my $80,000 IS300 tomorrow if you'd like it. Just kidding. Suck it. It's mine.
Somebody's gonna pull up with that money.
Nuh-uh. That's mine, baby. All the way down?
Yep. Okay. I gotta reposition the chain.
Oh my God, it's such a, what a beautiful, beautiful setup, dude. This is my life's work, Austin. Be careful.
Oh, so just drop it.
Yeah, doggy.
Oh God, it kept moving. I thought it was gonna stop.
Hi. Hold you? What? Mommy doesn't want me to hold you.
Yes.
Hey, you got some cars?
Have you?
Oh, looky. You got a little tow truck. Beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Do you love cars?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Right, cut.
Booyah! Okay, so the GTE and the V160 is in. So a couple things that's different about the V160 or the GTE, well, this setup is. The V160 is a little bit longer than the W55, and the length of drive shaft I'm going to need is not the same as the one of the Supra. So I'm going to need to get a custom drive shaft made, which is fine because I have some pretty good drive shaft shops around me. And then I also am going to need there's a billet, like basically like a little extension that just kind of goes back and bolts up to that. So I need a custom drive shaft, and then I need to get a flange that matches this. This is an LSD from a BRZ that's been retrofit into an IS300 housing. This car's so cool, guys. I freaking love this thing. I'm really excited about this setup. I'm so stoked, I really am. Also, the main difference between the GTE, the VVTi and the non-VVTi, wiring wise, is the ECT sensor is on a different side of the engine. That's literally it. Everything else is still plug and play, so that's huge. I am really stoked that I finally have something. I've been waiting for a long time to get to use the GTE just for the perfect car. I'm about to get the engine base set up. We're gonna get that looking a little swaggy for the rest of the video, but yeah, I got my 240 back. It's caged. S2000's about to run, or it actually runs. A couple more things I gotta do there. 2023 is off to a hectic, very busy start, but it's gonna be an amazing year. Snap. I don't know why I said snap, because I actually did snap. I've got it mocked up, guys. Okay, so a couple things. Don't ever use Krylon Clear because it doesn't like its own paint. Jose and I are gonna redo this, but this is the valve cover, the original valve cover that was blue, and I was super upset about this because I spent a lot of time trying to make this really clean, but whatever. I am using dude, this is literally the whole setup except for the turbo. That's my old Supra turbo. Pretty sure it's blown. Well, it doesn't like to spin. I wanted to go ahead and just see what a turbo looked like in here, like I hadn't already seen it, what a turbo looked like in here. I'm using the log manifold, and I want to point something out about this one in particular. PHR has made 800 wheel with this log manifold. Typically people like hate logs. It is what it is. It's not a Honda Civic, like it's a JZ. I don't know how it's gonna sound, so I might end up getting a different exhaust manifold for this. By the way, the heads are different on a GTE and a GE. Like, nothing bolts up the same. Different exhaust manifold, different intake manifold, everything's different. I'm not really sure why they did that. Like I said, the ECT is over here, so we gotta go over here, gotta get a couple of these little thingies. Everything else, like as far as fabrication goes, we'll have to extend the downpipe a little bit more forward. And then aside from that, like a little bit of intercooler piping changes around here, but I'm not exactly sure. This might be different enough. I hope we don't have to make a lot of changes, because it took so long to fabricate everything up. This intake manifold is technically the same, but for a GTE. So I'm really hoping that we don't have to make any changes to the pie cuts that we had right here, because that was very, very expensive, and there's a lot of time and effort put into this. A big shout out, I wanna say, I don't say thank you to Deechworks enough, but we've been running their stuff. This car's got a DW fuel pump, DW400, and then I think, I don't know what injectors we have in here, but I'm thinking we're probably going to run out of injector when it comes time to tune this car. A bunch of DW products. Just want to say thank you to them, and shout out to Austin for being amazing at this stuff and getting this engine swapped in. A couple things you have to order is I got a billet. It's all billet stuff, of course. It's very expensive, but like I said earlier, I got to get custom drive shaft made, which I'm probably gonna end up doing that tomorrow. And then I've got to get a billet relocation. It's like a little bracket cross member for the trans. And then there was a billet shifter assembly thing. The W55 and 58 shifters are just different enough. I figured I probably actually needed that. I know the IS and the Supra are just different enough to make everything a little complicated, but it is what it is, dude. I'm really excited. I know, and I don't mean to overhype this. I know people have done this swap before, but this is really, really exciting. A full 2JZ GTE in this car is seriously one of the coolest things ever. I can't even exaggerate, guys. I haven't known what I wanted to do with this engine for years, and like this happened. Obviously, it's like, it was kind of crappy that it happened, but like making the most out of the situation, I was like, dude, I find like the VVTi, I have a V160 that I didn't want to use for my Supra because, again, I'll get to that later. I'm stoked, and it looks so good. It looks amazing. It looks amazing, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed so that you guys can keep on following the updates we're gonna have with this car. I'm trying to get this one turned around quicker than most, but when you have custom pieces in the mix, things tend to take a little bit longer, but at least I have a good plan for this. I'd like to get this thing started, and I don't know which car I want to bring to the March 4th event, but make sure you guys sign up for that as well, because that's going to be absolutely huge, and it's going to be the first meet that I've co-hosted in Dallas. It's really one of the first meets I've been to in Dallas in years. So if you're in the DFW area, and even if you want to drift, if you want to enter your car, or you just want to be a spectator, you guys should go to that. I'd like to have this car ready by then. If not, I'll still bring something really, really awesome. Got a crazy schedule coming up over the next couple months. It's going to be wild. And speaking of 2023 and my insanely busy schedule, it's time to move the 240, because I have a lot to do, because the season starts a little under 2 months, and I have a torn apart car with a brand new roll cage. Got them door bars. I'll have a video on this soon. Do you guys, honest question, and you guys let me know in the comments, do you guys like watching, 240s are so common, do you guys like watching 240 builds? Do you guys want to watch me modify this 240? I've done 3 events. I've only uploaded 1. I don't know, genuine question. Are you guys gonna watch the videos, or is it just like, don't care about the build, only care about the driving, or if it's like, I don't care so much about the driving, I wanna watch the build, wanna watch both. This thing's cold. Let me know, because I got a lot to do to it. I mean, and when I say a lot, I mean like a lot. We're about to do a full change on this car. I got Zach coming over tomorrow to mess with some of my electronics. So much happening, guys. I'm trying to keep my talking in my videos condensed as much as I can, but I legitimately just have so much happening that it's hard to not just like say all the things. Well, I did my entire daily advice in front of the car I'm not supposed to show you guys. Just completely slipped my mind, so we're gonna redo that. I actually have something different to say. I read something that I actually really liked that I want to say. This is my daily advice for you guys. The best part of being authentic is there is no image to maintain. You will delight some and disturb others and none of it will concern the truth of your being. To be honest, that's a pretty cool saying. And you know, me growing up, I'm 28 years old now. If there's anything I could tell myself 10 years ago, if somebody asked me how to make friends or how to be better around friend groups, is don't change yourself to fit in with a friend group. Here's the thing, guys. Who you are might not appeal to a lot of people, but you will appeal to some. You just might not have found those people yet. For me though, like, I have the type of personality where I can change my personality based on the friend group I'm around, honestly. So I was always able to get along with everybody, and that ended up kind of just backfiring because I realized I had to maintain this sort of different level of charisma or different type of personality. I'm like, why don't I just be myself? And with that, I lost friend groups. A lot of people stopped talking to me, but that's totally fine because now I am not bothered. I am who I am, and you gotta be careful with what you say. Like, I'm not saying say what you want to say. No, a lot of you guys should still not say what you want to say. Hold your tongue. But be who you are. And it might take you a long time to find yourself a friend group, to find yourself people that you genuinely finally get along with. Take it from me, the person who growing up, I was like, everybody likes me. I couldn't be friends with everybody. It's sleeting right now. That is sleet. Take it from me. I was like, everybody can like me because I can be friends with everyone. I'm that type of personality that I can get along with literally anyone. But I stopped caring about that after realizing that it just will never end up, I'll never end up being fulfilled in doing that. They're still gonna find something wrong with me, and I don't need to try that hard. So, be yourself. Be yourself. You are special in a good way. Did I just spit or did water come down? I think I just spit. Oopsies. Hey guys, have an amazing day. Go get tickets to Clean Culture. We are actually super quickly selling out of merch, so if you want any merch, you've got to make sure you get it now, because a lot of sizes are flying out the door, but we do have a lot of things in stock still, so I don't know. Just go check it out. Go to 5-3, go to Clean Culture, sign up for Urban Drift, whatever you got to do. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.